All right, the biggest, most salacious, most traded NBA deadline history? I asked that. I mean, is this as big as it gets? The Brooklyn Nets sending James Harden, Paul Millsap to Philly for Ben Simmons and Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. It happened. I don't need to say any more, Bob Ryan. What just happened? Who won this trade? And who's the bigger title contender now, Brooklyn or Philly?
Between those two, I would say Brooklyn. I'm a little wary about this for Philadelphia because they were going just very well. Embiid is playing out of his mind. Curry had settled in. I thought they were playing. Maxey is improving himself. I thought they were in good shape. I don't think why they had to do this at all. Harden is a little bit of a problematical personality to have. Good luck to them. On the other side, maybe Simmons with Durant and with Kyrie on the rare days that he plays, that should be a good mix. Here's one other little hidden factor. I learned something today, that Patty Mills is a mentor to Ben Simmons. Whoa, this could really be a hidden factor in this trade and a plus for the Nets.
And who won this trade? Ben Simmons for holding out and not playing, or James Harden for maybe directing his future the way? Can you answer that quickly, Bob Ryan?
Well, I would have to say that Simmons got his way. He never had to play another second for Philadelphia. He goes to a team with some promise, and I think he got his way for sure.
June Lee, winners, not so winners, and did this just change the Eastern Conference?
I mean, the two big X factors here are Simmons and Harden and how they fit into their teams. But I think the Nets look like a team, like, on paper, would be really, really good in 2K, but it's going to be interesting to see how Simmons fits in, given the fact that he's got a lot of shooters around him. It's probably a better fit than it was in Philadelphia. Seth Curry fits like a glove in that situation. Andre Drummond brings a lot of size that Brooklyn really, really needed. I think it's a better fit for Brooklyn than Harden with Philadelphia. I think there's a big X factor in how Harden's going to handle the ball, given that Embiid is a player who requires the ball in his hand for someone of his size. And so I'm leaning towards Brooklyn here, but I think it's kind of it's going to be a lot of things in the air until we see these teams on the court.
Kevin Blackistone.
Look, in the short term, the winners are the 76ers. Why? Because who wins in the NBA? Superstars win in the NBA. They just got an MVP caliber player in James Harden for a guy who wasn't even playing for the team.
All right.
So that adds up in the short term very well. Not only that, they're also having a very good season without James Harden and without Ben Simmons. So that's a big add for them. I think in the longer term, it's got to be the Nets, because they get size in Drummond, they get another shooter in Seth, they get draft picks down the line, and let's think about this. The way things are going right now with COVID restrictions in this country, you can foresee very shortly in the city of New York that things are going to change and that Kyrie Irving is all of a sudden going to become a full-time NBA basketball player again. So I think things in the long term are better for the Nets. In the immediate short term, they're better for the 76ers.
This is a huge win for the Nets to me. I don't really understand this from the Sixers' standpoint, thinking about past, present, and future. In the past, you said you wanted to get equal value for Ben Simmons. Okay, in terms of Harden, but there's all that other stuff. In the present, getting rid of Seth Curry, one of the best shooters in the league, you needed him to win anything, never mind everything. And in the future, to give away 2 first-round picks as well to a team in your conference, I don't understand this. You don't just make trades to improve your team in the ether. There are actual opponents in other teams that matter. If you give away assets to the other teams you're playing, you're not doing it correctly. It doesn't even make sense. I can't find much of a win here outside of just being happy you got rid of Ben Simmons. But, hello, you're going to have to face the guy.
So no win
team
for
3
you
games
either.
behind you
So
shows up.
Clinton and Bob, maybe I put words in your mouth. There's no winner here?
It's not that there's no winner. I just don't understand what the win is for the Sixers besides an emotional one of getting rid of Simmons. From an actual basketball standpoint, player to player, I don't think that they improved that much at all.
And
no.
Bob?
No, I don't. I agree, and I just think that Harden has to prove himself in this new circumstance, and how that may adversely affect Embiid if he doesn't.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.